Few animals can surpass or even match camels in sheer durability and hardiness. But did you know just how tough these ancient animals are? That's where we come in with today's video, as we take a closer look at the incredible survival prowess of one of nature's most curious animals. So come along for the ride as we head out to the desert to find out why camels are overpowered. Let's get started. Super camels. Camels are even-toed ungulates that belong to the Camelus genus and Camelidae family. Having been around for a few million years, camels are now synonymous with many of the world's desert environments, especially in the Old World. Today we have three species: the single-humped dromedary or Arabian camel, Camelus dromedarius, the double-humped Bactrian camel, Camelus bactrianus, and the equally double-humped wild Bactrian camel, Camelus ferus. The former two species are largely domesticated and used as beasts of burden, kept as pets, and harvested for meat and milk. As far as working, camels are largely used as pack animals and as a mode of transport. In rarer circumstances, they are also used to work fields and draw carts. Camel products are another rapidly growing agricultural industry, with camel meat and dairy gradually gaining popularity outside the animal's traditional zones. Culturally, camels are often held in high regard in their native environments, where they have been an important pillar of survival, trade, and development. They are woven into the fabric of countless religions and cultural practices, and depicted in art forms from West Africa to Eastern China. Camels, as we know them at least, have been around for about 2 to 2.5 million years, with the Bactrian camels having diverged from dromedaries roughly a million years ago. However, camel ancestry stretches much further back. According to fossil records, the earliest camelids lived in what is now North America during the Eocene, between 40 and 50 million years ago. The first known camel, Protolopus, was quite different from our modern idea of what a camel is. It was no bigger than a hare, and it lived in open woodlands instead of deserts. Over time, the camelids grew bigger and bigger, with notable examples including Pobrotherium, Stenomylus, and Epicamelus. Then, around 16 million years ago, the Camelini tribe, under which all true camels are classified, split from the Lamini tribe of alpacas, llamas, and their wild ancestors. For a long time, Camelini animals thrived in the Americas alongside a wide range of famous prehistoric animals. Eventually, the ancestor of modern camels, an animal known as Paracamelus, crossed into Eurasia via the Bering Land Bridge. Over time, factors like climate change and the rise of humans took a great toll on camelids and almost wiped them out completely. Only the Camelus ancestors managed to survive, giving rise to the dromedary and later Bactrian camels. Today, we have more than 15 million camels on Earth. 9 out of every 10 are dromedary camels, making them way more common than their double-humped kin. The majority of camels are found in Africa, the Sahara and Sahel regions, the Horn of Africa, and the Maghreb. Somalia has the greatest camel population density on Earth, with Ethiopia a close second. These regions are heavily reliant on camels because nomadic lifestyles are still quite common. Of course, camels are also part of the furniture in the Middle East, Central Asia, and parts of India. Apart from native populations, camels have also been introduced to other parts of the world by humans. The United States is one such place, and camels are growing in popularity as pets and livestock. Weirdly, Australia has a pretty sizable number of camels too. According to government statistics, over 1 million feral dromedary camels live in the land down under as a result of human introduction and abandonment. People in arid and desert environments favor camels because of their unique adaptations, which allow them to survive and even thrive in these harsh places. Chief among these is their ability to go long stretches without water or food. Camels can go without water for 2 weeks in typical desert temperatures or 10 days in extreme heat. This awesome power is based on several biological features like free-flowing oval blood cells that are less likely to clog up when blood vessels shrink in the desert blaze. Then there's their extremely minimal sweating and even more extreme dehydration tolerance. Camels can lose more than a quarter of their whole body weight in water, more than double the average mammal. Their brains are surrounded by special networks of capillaries, veins, and arteries that cleverly reroute blood around the brain to keep it cool. Oh, and we can't forget about their water-retaining nostrils, which trap water vapor droplets from the lungs. Or their long legs that keep their bodies elevated from the scorching radiation of desert sands. Hair is also a big part of their water retention strategy. Camels can grow fairly thick coats of hair, and this covering is a natural form of insulation from extreme desert temperatures. During the day, the hair shields a camel's skin from direct sunlight, lessening the need to sweat. It turns out that shaving and shearing camels is one of the worst things you can do, as this forces the animals to sweat more and lose water faster than unshaven camels. Camels even save water when going to the bathroom. Their guts and kidneys are extremely frugal with water, which leads to some interesting excretions. Their pee comes out as a thick liquid, almost like a paste, while their dung is extremely dry. In fact, camel poo is so dry that people in camel land often use it for kindling when building fires. As you can imagine, camel water intake is tremendously efficient. They can extract water from pretty much any of the plant material they eat, and they can drink tremendous amounts of water in one go. A 1,000 pound camel can chug 53 US gallons or 200 metric liters of water in about 3 minutes. Such drastic water intake is dangerous for most other animals, but it is an essential adaptation for camels, who need to maximize any opportunity to take on water, and quickly. While their water deprivation survival is extremely impressive, camels can also go long periods without food. Key to this endurance is the camel's defining feature, the hump. You see, a camel's hump is actually kind of a sack, and it is used to store fats. When food is scarce, a camel breaks down these fats and metabolizes them to produce energy. Some of the fat is also converted to water when broken down, which helps fight dehydration. Over time, the hump shrinks in prominence and begins drooping to one side or another. When camels have ample food, they begin building up their fat stores again, which raises the hump. Of course, camels are specialists at exploiting the bare minimum food sources in the desert. Their stomachs are incredibly efficient at digesting plant material that would be virtually useless to most other herbivores. The thorniest bushes and scrubs are no match for the camel, which has a leather-like lining in its mouth to protect it from the barbs while chewing. Apart from their resistance to hunger and thirst, camels have a bunch of other cool adaptations. Their feet, for starters, are fairly wide, which allows them to walk on sand without sinking. Their eyes are shielded by long eyelashes, which protect them from extreme sunlight and sand. Camel eyes also have a third eyelid, known as a nictitating membrane, which provides further protection from sand and raging sandstorms. Another awesome superpower these animals have is strong resistance to disease. Central to this resistance is their special antibodies, which are smaller than the antibodies of other mammals, including humans. With their smaller sizes, these antibodies can reach all parts of the animal's bodies to fight off disease. Camels rarely ever get sick, and most can live to 50 years old without missing a day of work. Disease resistance is especially important for desert animals, which often have to settle for less than sanitary water sources. Camel antibodies have actually been the subject of scientific study for quite a while now, as we look to see how we can apply them to other animals and even humans to improve health and well-being. Lastly, we have to talk about their athleticism. Though they appear a little sluggish, camels are actually elite performers. They can reach speeds of 40 miles per hour in quick bursts, and they can keep a steady pace of 25 miles per hour on sand. Camels are born for long-distance travel and can cover up to 120 miles in a single day, depending on load. A dromedary camel with a 440-pound, 200-kilogram load can travel 40 miles in a day, which is mighty impressive. Ultimately, few animals in the world can boast the number of incredible superpowers the camel has. Given the things we've seen, it's no wonder these marvelous animals have survived conditions and places that killed off many of their relatives. That brings us to the end of today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and we hope you've gained a new level of appreciation for these amazing creatures. Please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel to help us grow and continue producing more awesome animal content. Head to the comments and let us know what you think about camels or other animals you'd like us to talk about. With that out of the way, we'll say thanks again and see you next time.